Hello everyone, busygamerdad back again, going to be doing more 7th Saga long play. I jumped into the cave here just to get us about to the halfway point. We've kind of, I don't want to misuse your time. I know these long plays are doing pretty well, and I thank you guys for keeping up to date with the series and everything like that. Hopefully you guys don't mind we'll say, jump in, as it were, not going from town and all that stuff. So enough rambling aside, I just want to let you guys know I did also do a little off-screen leveling. So as soon as up to level 39 and Lux is up to level 38, typically around here, I think you're going to want to be around level 40. If you are able to get there, then good on you. But I was not able to do that because we have Lux as our companion, or rather we have a companion. So if you don't know, if you're just tuning in, if you pick a companion inside the game, you wind up having the experience that you get from any of the monsters. And that is by design. That's not a glitch. That's the way these games were coded. So inside the castle here, we're going to have a bit of a rough go no matter what level we're at, just because of the nature of the beast. We're coming into a lot of fire damage, and we don't have the elemental resistances inherently in our group for this. In that same vein, something fun happened, and I was actually like, oh, I don't know what I want to do with this. When I was doing my leveling, we ran into the human warrior Kamel, and he asked to join. So you can only have one companion, and he wanted to join, and I said no because I didn't want to, change out Lux. And it was kind of a difficult choice, in all honesty, because Kamel would have been another neutral party member to have. He does have a pretty good offensive capability. He also has a lot of white magic spells. He does get revive too, I think at like level 45 or something like that, or 48. So pretty high up there, but he does get the spell. So it's like one of those things where it's like, hey, maybe it's worth it to do it. But I decided to turn it down just because I just didn't see the I don't want to say didn't see the utility of it, because it was just there for all those reasons, but I wanted to make sure that I stuck with Lux, because one of the viewers for this series had mentioned that we can kind of power boost him, and I want to see if we can do that. That was not just the only reason, but also because Lux has been such a good helper, such a good robot. Such a good robot, doing robot-y things, helping us along the way. But anyways, inside the castle here, we're going to be fighting a lot of, red versions of the monsters that we've been fighting, indicating that they're tougher, indicating that they're harder to deal with. Case in point, just the general aesthetic here that we're going to be having to each one of these fights. So I equate this series, or this game, to like almost like a Dark Souls kind of game. You have no choice but to play this game and suffer through it. And I mean that in the most endearing way, because the level at which you're trying to best this game is the player is always going to be weaker than the monsters. And I don't mean that in like the forever ever sense, but it's just that simple. If you internalize it like that you as the player will always have to climb uphill to deal with the monsters, you will never be surprised when things don't go your way. There are certain encounters in this game that humble you. You can't run away from them. You just get beat up and you just can't win. That's just the simplest way to say it. And it's not meant to punish the player, is all I can say. It's meant to create longevity inside the game, because you might look at this game and think to yourself, wow, this is a terribly balanced game. It's not good for any reason. There's so many power creeps and things that make the monsters harder to deal with, and you as the player don't grow, and etc. But thinking about it from today's standards, that's what you're doing. Try and internalize this game as a time capsule. What this game represents, more than you might think, is what gaming was like back in the day. Now you're going to say, well, then this game was terrible for back in the day. No, this was normal. This game was completely and totally normal and expected back in the day. It's just one of those things that you played these games, and their difficulty was just the difficulty. Yeah, you could learn certain paths to optimize the route inside a dungeon or something like that, but you still had to walk through the dungeon, there were no fast travel points. There was no spells to get you OP power or anything like that. There was no big glitches inside most of these games that kind of broke the game for the player. You had to struggle just like anyone else to beat the game. And I mean, that's just, I'm not trying to be like holier than thou, like that's what games were back then, all of them. Like Super Mario RPG was a really good game and a really good pacing. So it wasn't everything. And this being an Enix game. So Square-enix, this was before Square bought Enix, or before they merged. I don't remember who bought who. But as a point of observation, this was Enix making an RPG before Square-enix made the Final Fantasy VII game that everyone fell in love with on PlayStation, or any of the Secret of Mana games that were out there, that came later in the day, like the Legend of Mana or anything like that. The idea behind these games is just simple, that you play them, and it was very much akin to, and they used I've read a lot of articles from developers back in the day, and they would quote Dungeons and Dragons actually as their main inspiration for balancing the games, because inside Dungeons and Dragons, you as the player are not always going to be strong. You're not always going to have the skills to beat the thing that you're supposed to beat. That's why you have to rely on party members or NPCs, or you die because you're just not. The odds are not in your favor. The dice roll didn't go your way. So that's where a lot of these older games drew their machinations from. So yeah, just one of those things that I think is really fun to internalize and vocalize for you guys out there who might not realize, or might not, and I don't want to say you don't appreciate it. I don't think we need to go down there. We did go down there before, and that leads to the basement of pain and suffering. We've already gone down there, and we got actually all the treasure down there, so we don't need to go down there again. But I want to bring that up again for you guys, just as many times as I can, as many times as I want to, because it's my channel, and I want to keep talking about it. I'm a busy gamer dad. I've been playing games my entire life. For almost 40 years now, I've been playing video games, and I still remember the very first time that I beat Final Fantasy, the first Final Fantasy, and I didn't beat it until I was like 30, 32. And the reason why I never beat it was because, one, I just never went back and beat it, but two, because I had this nostalgia point that I did not want to ruin for the game. And I hope you can forgive me if you think that I'm, maybe bringing things up a little bit that more than they were, but it's one of those games to me that personifies where a franchise can start and where a franchise can go if given the chance to grow. And I mean that. I 100% mean that. Like, Final Fantasy 1 is probably one of the most, I don't want to say most. That's a bold statement that I can't back up with any fact. I believe that Final Fantasy 1, in all its, reimaginings and remasterings and pixel remasters and everything like that, I believe that Final Fantasy 1, to me, in its original form on the NES, or even if you did the Final Fantasy Renaissance version of it, it stands as a reminder that games don't need to apologize for being difficult, and they shouldn't. And that the investment as the player to play the game and to sit down and slug it through the ice cave or the marsh cave and those various checkpoints of power and patience is really cool and really important to build a connection to a game and to build some level of endearment to the game, so that you internalize that I did that. I finally beat it. And it took me 4 days and 6 tries, but you still did it. So where my ramblings are going for this game is that's this game for me on my Super Nintendo. When I was a kid, I never beat this game. And that's why I'm still struggling today to beat it, because I want to beat it. I want to know what happens. I have no clue. Oh, wait, I did that wrong. I have no clue what happens. I have no idea what the story is. I could look it up. I could look at videos about someone doing it, but it's not the same. I have no clue what happens. I do have a guide that I've been passively kind of looking at once I clear an area to go back through and maybe get some of the stuff that might be hidden, or maybe get some little bit of lore or something like that to share with you guys. But for the most part, I'm still playing this game completely blind, and I love it. I am really enjoying it, and I'm really finding it a testament to my patience to just sit here and slug it out with you guys to do it. Because I talked about it, I think last episode or maybe 2 episodes ago, where we currently have over 55 hours or something like that on this game, where it's just, wow, that's a lot of time that I've been sitting down playing this game with you guys. Like, I don't even think I played Triangle Strategy that long. I might have in the cumulative hours or something, but still, it's just one of those games that I'm just like, this is a labor of love. So, yeah, 7 Saga, baby. We're going to get through it. We're going to have a good time. We're in the castle underground, second castle underground, I should say. And we're going to make this work. We're going to beat this game. We're going to do it. I don't think there's anything in here that might be worthwhile. Maybe there is. I don't know. There's 3 doors. I don't know. Let's go up this one. Oh, a bed. Can I sleep? It looks very comfortable, but can I sleep? Well, there's monsters around. I shouldn't try and take a nap while there's enemies afoot. That's a terrible idea. That's a room of nothing. And anything in here? Nope, nothing. I'm sure there's probably something on the floor somewhere. That was one thing about this game that I never truly grasped, and I still think is so silly that they do it. I think it's just such a silly idea. Is your search command. You can search and you can look around and find things, but the items that you're looking for are not in traditional spots. They're like in some cases in random spots and tiles on the floor. And, you know, thank the people that found those and put those into guides, because they just never would have been found had no one like sat through this entire game and searched every single tile. It just wouldn't have happened. So I really appreciate you random people out in the ether who did that. I really do. I think that's a really cool thing that you did. Even if no one else appreciates that for this random obscure game on the Super Nintendo, I appreciate it, and I thank you for it. Even if I don't go back and find those things, I appreciate it. When I look at the guide and I see, oh yeah, there was a thing there that I missed. I'm not going back there. I'm not going back there. I made it through. I'm done. So yeah, I've definitely had to have those internal struggles on if I go back through. Let's finish this thing off here. But yeah, rambling aside, if you find yourself at this point in the game where we have 6 out of the 7 runes and you make it past Guanta and you are slightly underleveled, you should go back to Palasu and stand outside Palasu and fight with the monsters outside Palasu and just send it. If you have AoE magics, send the AoE magics and then duck back into town, spend the 16 gold and stay at the inn, and then go back out, rinse, repeat until you gain those levels that you're missing, gain that power that you're missing. And how I knew I was getting really strong was when the monsters started running away from me. So that's like yeah, I feel pretty OP right now. So, oh, come on. No, you don't need to do that, you know, you jerk. Let's do this. Let's do the star. Let's do the light rune. Get our magic points up. Yeah. So, let's see here. Grab this and do the star rune. Do this for him. Get that back up again. Nice. Good. So, all the rambling aside, all the intro aside, thank you very much for taking time out of your schedule to play the game with me, have some fun with me on this adventure that is the 7th Saga. What do I want to do here? I'm going to send it, and I might pay the price for it. We might pay the price here. It's very risky what I'm doing right now. So he's going to defense up. That's fine. Okay, so he got to go. Good. We'll do this. So you have to be very tactical and very patient about how you go into these fights. If you go too far one way or another, and like inside dungeons, you have to be very careful. Because if you go too far, too fast, you're going to die. There is just not anything that will save you. So we have to be very tactical about these fights. I have a feeling Lux might die here. Nope, he's still with us. That's good. Okay, so what I'm going to do is still go into this. We're going to definitely have to take some healing next time around. They might do it this time. I will take you out. If I... Oh, darn it. He's dead now. He's dead now. All right, well, this works out in our favor, actually. Hopefully. Let's see. We'll do the revive. It has a chance to fail. Good. He's back. That's fine. Cast defense up. I don't mind that at all. And then you're going to cast a heal. Full heal. That's okay. That is okay. Because I'm going to do this. I'm going to heal up. Or defense up, I should say. Right there. And then I think what I want to do, focus on killing the knight. Because the knight has that fire magic that's just oh so potent against Lux and destroys him. And then now I'm going to use the sky runes and I'm going to get some MPs back. That's fine. You can keep doing what you're doing. I am just going to recover. I do not know if you can do a runeless run on this runeless run where you do not use the runes, but I would think that would be stupid hard. Like, wow, you really don't like yourself kind of level of hard. But who am I to say? Let's keep going though. Let's get all our magic points that we can get back. There we are. I think we'll be okay now. I'm gonna use the water rune, top off the HPs. So only 15 there. Lux is around like 270, I think is where he's at now. Maybe 260, somewhere in that range. How much does he have? 276, so pretty close. Do the moon rune on Lux so he gets an extra attack power bits here. And then well, he's just lost his defense. That's fine. That's perfectly okay. Good dodge. Bring the armor back up. Cast another ice 2. And I am going to do the sky rune on Asuna. And then have Asuna do ice 2, finish this up. Good. Good. So like I said, you've got to be careful. You always have to be careful. You cannot go too crazy unless you want to die. And that's fine if you do. That's okay. If you want to go back to town and that's your way to do it, that's fine. Alright, keep on going up. I do not know ultimately where I am going. I just know I need to go up. Because we went down before. And I'm assuming this is the right way. I guess I'm going to go down the middle. Oh, good. Oh, good. Oh, goodness. I'm going to get into combat before I actually fight this guy. I know I'm going to. But I want to make sure I'm topped off. I could do a potion 2. Let me do my potion 1s. Let me do my potion 1. Okay. We're only missing about 10, 12. Yeah, we never cast Lux's spells, so I'm fine with nothing there. Here we go. Are you Asuna? Congratulations. I'm surprised you made it this far. I would honor your display of courage, but I'm about to put an end to it. I don't know who this is. I don't know what the character's name is. I'm assuming this is the monster. I don't know what to do with this information. I think my game just broke. Yep, my game just broke. This is a cliffhanger for all of us. Oh dear. Okay. Hello everyone, busygamerdad back again. I'm back in this fight. but I don't know what's going on. I talked to that weird monster guy, and he's invisible. I don't see him. I have no clue where he is, but I'm able to act this time. And I'm going many turns in a row right now. Oh, he hit me. Like, do I have... I don't know what's happening right now. Other than I can't think of anything more than this is a scripted loss. Because I literally can't do anything to him. And to have such a scripted loss this late in the game makes no sense to me. I mean, I dodged something. I don't know what to... I'm not certain. I don't know. I never saw anything about this guy. Never, and I say saw. I never... There was no talk in the village about you have to do this to defeat the boss inside the castle. And like, he's doing instant death spells. I mean, let's play it out. Let's see if it's supposed to be a scripted loss. I mean, I might put this at the end of last episode if this is supposed to be a scripted loss. If not, then great, awesome. Okay, so Lux is now down. We have so much money on us, by the way. We've got like, I think it's like we got like 75 grand on us. Yeah, 75. All right, let's see. I mean, I don't know. Nope, we dodged. Okay, good for us. All right, there we go. Yep. I don't know. That's why. Okay, well, I'm done.